password doesn't work, and then all of a sudden it will.
I was going to go to Wax Sports and buy some stuff. But
2 possums in his pants. Put on a little bit of beef, but that'll help him.
Momentum through the crease.
Momentum through the crease. Apologies for the technical difficulties we've had here at Queens this morning. Anyway, we're underway again. Harry, short one. It's a wide start. Good thing there was his hair didn't move. As Harry's going for the police, for those who can't see, but they may be able to hear, he's going for the policeman look from Lego, where he's just got the hair frozen on his head. Comes in again to Bakes. Bakes lets it go outside off. Looks at the umpire. Don't know why. What's the score there, Bear Man?
1 for 35 off 5.2.
1 for 35 off 5.2. Been a great start by Broady. We've got Bakes not out on 14 and Broccoli not out on 18. Couple of sundries. Or bowled. Fight back the last 2 balls from Has. Bakes looking to consolidate. A great start from Broady. Lego Hair getting prepared to come in again. Oh, lost his run up there. Thinking about how much he spent on the engagement ring. Congratulations to Harry too. Engaged during the week or last weekend. Oh, it's short. Gets away with it. Bakes hits straight to cover. That's Mickle Ethel. Feeling there from Mickle. I'm no brownie. About 23 degrees today, I'm guessing. Bit short again. Jesus, that's kicked. The Green Monster's come to its fore there. That has kicked big time. It's gone through the keeper, Jack Winton, looking resplendent in his yellow with his white wicket-keeping pad-ish sort of things. I don't know. They look like something really tight around his lower legs. Batchy? Jackson Batch, was it? Yep. Jackson Batch. Can't be Hilly. Hilly's about 2 metres away from us here on the boundary. Deep mid-on. It's the last over of the power play. Everything's in norm here today for standard 2020 rules. The 6 overs with the field restriction. Short ball, and he has dropped to cover. Cover has dropped a sitter. And it's probably the simplest catch I've seen since Jack Winton a couple of weeks ago here at Queens. As that went straight to cover. Cover not only dropped it, then they got a single to him. Score 37 after 6 overs. I'm now looking at Blake Chapman, and Blake Chapman is actually, yes, he does. He's got the shovel out and he's digging the hole. There he goes as he hops into the hole. Well done, Blake Chapman. Gordon McKay there at short fine leg. The restrictions are now over. Queens have got 4 blokes back on the boundary at the moment. They've got 5 in the circle. Michael Durbridge to continue to Kent Broccoli. Kyle Broccoli, Kent's brother. Taking his time now after that shot. The next ball from Tim Durbridge, outside edge to third man. Single will called by Steve Baker.
Is that a run or a leg line?
I think it was an outside edge there, Pedro.
Yep.
As he tried to work it on leg side and went to short third man. Number 3 would be Lucas, wouldn't it? That's fielded that. Point comes up. There's 3 back and they're all on the leg side. Bowls it short outside off. Single to breaks. Getting a beeping noise in the earplugs. Any reason for that, Brett?
Sure, it's not in brain.
Would be beeping. Would be beeping. Choppy.
Facing up.
And Durbridge in again. Rockland swings hard again. Does he drop the bat this time? No, he throws it in the air and catches it. He actually caught that a lot better than Blake Chapman's attempted to catch last over. Just to repeat, he dropped one in the cover straight to him.
That's, Bakes was adamant he didn't want to be referred to as a veteran.
Okay. Steve Baker, the non-veteran at the non-strikers ends. 43 years old, non-veteran? 43-year-old non-veteran. Here comes M. Durbridge, another non-veteran. At 41 years old. And he is cut to point by Broccoli. So it's non-veteran to non-veteran. Total age of 84. It's less than the three of us here by a long way. We have 50, 50 and 45 here in the commentary. I'll let Brandy work out the average, but I can't. But oh, what a ball! Big snick. Yes, well bowled, M. Durbridge. S. Baker, the non-veteran, looks at his bat and he strolls off to an outside edge. Good catch from Jack Winton in the resplendent white wicket-keeping pads. M. Durbridge definitely getting the ball to do a bit here. And young 33, who's our young little bloke that's run on the field there?
Tom,
young Tom, our 13th man. He runs on the water for the guys. Just giving you a height comparison of Tom. Tom's a very similar height to Jack Player, just to give you a height comparison sort of thing. Maybe a little bit between Jack Player and Peter Dale in height.
Channel a bit of Les Murray here.
Les Murray. So we've got Midapolarachi, Darnie. Darnie's been very successful on the Gold Coast for numerous years now. Say that again? Darnie M. Yeah, Darnie M. Not to be confused with Boney M. Darnie M been very, very successful on the Gold Coast. That was the end of the over, was it, guys? I think M. Durbridge might be coming off the field. Cody, is that who's behind me? Cody Little, not to be confused with Greg Little. Cody, the real Little, comes on the field. Well bowled to M. Durbridge. What his 2 overs cost him there, boys?
1 for 12.
1 for 12 off his 2 overs. The non-veteran picks up the caught behind.
No, this is Michael.
How's the Green Monster? Green Monster doing a little bit? Okay, Michael Ethel, new man to Queens. Bowls left arm orthodox. Been very successful in the trial games for Queens. He's bowled exceptionally well. This is the real deal. This is a 2020 game, playing from competition, so we'll see how he goes. I expect big things from him here today. Field, he's got 4 in, 1 on the leg side, 4 in, 5 out. Yep. Deep cover, deep mid off, deep mid on, deep square leg, and deep mid wicket. And he comes in the bowl. Unfortunately for him, it's not. Should have went into Leonard's Canal's brother. He's moved the play Danny first ball. 1 off 1 for Danny. Broccoli, he's done well today. Hit some good sixes. Set landings up nicely. I get thirsty here in commentary. Feeling that there might be a taste of ham, cheese, tomato, followed by a beer pretty soon. Bowled, very well bowled. He's probably the best. I would call his first three balls close to not rubbish, but they weren't great. But that fourth ball, that was an absolute bottler. It's the best fourth ball I've seen somebody bowl for a long time. He's drifted it into broccoli, and then it spun sharply away, and a good stumping from the bloke in the 80s, wicket keeping. Liam Denniston, non-strikers end. Blake Chapman very successful last year, leading wicket taker of the whole competition. He's got a fine leg in the third man, deep point, deep mid wicket. Pitches it up. Danny goes for a big swipe outside off. The keeper was thrown to mid to cover, and Danny was still playing the stroke. Unfortunately for Danny. So deep mid wicket, deep square leg, fine leg, third man. So he's only got deep point. 4 inside the circle, 5 outside the circle. No one deep straight. So as Pete Goodchap said, tend to be a little bit short rather than. I almost swore on national radio there. They had 3 blokes backing up and somehow managed to miss it, and now they've done it again. And that would be some of the worst fielding I've seen here at Queens in a while there. They got a leg high for one that ended up being 3.
3 leg highs.
As they threw it at the non-striker's end, Chapman stuck his foot out, it missed his foot, it missed the 2 people backing up. You'll have to be swear because that was not very good. In fact, extremely sloppy. Denniston on strike. Blake Chapman steaming in. Full toss. Well fielded. And Ethel. Or as I know him, Junior Mitch Foster. He's like he's like about a 5-inch smaller version of Mitch Foster. Strong. Both of them. Yeah. We've got mid on coming up. Mid on might have been in a little sleep. Chapman to Denny. Full. And that's whipped through the leg side to Harry. They call him Frank now, actually. Harry's had a name change. Used to be Harry Winton. I think they call him Frank. I can only guess why. And I'm going to have a quick guess at maybe the tank. It might be Frank the Tank out there, better known as Harry Winton. Harry's still got his winter coat on. Mike Chapman comes in. Oh, God, moly. Liam Denniston played a miss that not many people are going to hit that one. That was an absolute rip snorter.
47 after 9.
That was an absolute rip snorter. That was top shelf, that one. Some of the Palm Beach guys are already here nice and early for their game. They play second up against Coomera Hope Island. Should be a great game. I think the return of Brad Ibsen, if I do so remember. I think Brady Ibsen's having a game for Coomera. I don't know if he's playing the whole season, but he's definitely played today. Good man. Good to see blokes coming back playing local cricket after such a successful career for both Gold Coast Dolphins. East in Brisbane, I'm pretty sure he played for East in Brisbane. Brad Ibsen, and he also played for Queensland, obviously, many long days and shield games. It's all in again. To Danny, I think. Yeah, Danny's facing. Danny's worked that through for a single with backward point. Some of the things that happen in the mid part of an innings here at Queens, it's a standard sort of thing throughout 2020 cricket. Maybe it's time for teams to start thinking about how do I change it up, because it tends to be the working of the singles in the mid overs.
48.
Well bowled, well played. little battle here. I think that takes the score through to 2 for 49, is it? 2 for 49 in the 10th over. 10th over. Phil Bartley. Slight breeze he's bowling into. Oh, God. And he has got away with that. 1 run. Mackay, just getting himself a little bit of the thirst today, I would think. Looks a thirsty man. Happy feet on the boundary at mid off. Can catch a ball. Unlike Blake Chapman. Short. Oh, geez, he's a little bit soft there. Didn't get up at all. Danny played it as per true bounce, but true bounce did not occur. Ethel, good over so far. Danny again. Good sweep shot. Danny trying not to hit it too well. It's a single the backward square. Crowd building up here slowly, Queens. No charge today. There's no fee to enter Queens. If anyone's come down later today. We're going for a no fee for the whole year. It won't cost you a cent for the whole year this year. Probably for the next 50 years. But Chapo would definitely like to charge people. He's down to his last 300,000. But not today. It's free. And, the crowd taking long of that. 23 degrees, light breeze. Chapman coming in to Danny. Nice and full, great straight drive. Remember, he's got the field up. Mid off and mid on ruck, and that drive pierces mid on for 2 runs. So diving mid on. I think that was Cody Little there diving in mid on. Danny. There's a bit of stability put into this innings now after losing 2 wickets succession. Issues here. But Amos has gone for the double hands in the air. Slower ball. Well played, well fielded, young Lucas. Well played, Danny. Brett Amos sitting next to me. He's gone in Italian mode here at the moment. The hands were flying around everywhere. I regularly see the Italian mode at home. As my wife reminds everyone, she's from Townsville and from Italy. Yet the grandparents moved here 60 years ago. And father, I should say. Pitched up, or bowled. Liam looking for a single. Never a single there. Never a single there. Is that Sam Whitten, number 10 there? Mm-hmm. Sam Whitten at... He went off the stroke. The minute he hit it, he's going. They're back to Sam Whitten. He's been the Queens junior, obviously. Been here since he was born. His dad played here for many years. Whole family's here today. And as I said, he wears sunscreen and been like Chapman bowling pretty well here at the moment. Mid off is warming up. Is that Mitch Foster warming up? Can't see that far. I'm going with Mitch Foster warming up, with Blake Chapman coming in. Full of game. Just a single for Danny. Fielded by Sam. And we're losing connection now. Good. He doesn't want. Okay, Freddie Amos is a bit worried about the scoreboard under the score coming up underneath there. Just give us he's oops. He's having a bit of trouble here. The hands have gone into Italian mode again. Usually he'd grab a cigarette by now in frustration, but he hasn't done that today. 2 for 57, last ball of 5th over. Good ball. Well played, Liam Dennis. Big throw. Always a single if you've got soft hands. That was soft hands. 2 for 58 after 11. Sorry, the scorer's got to keep up with me here. Peak the chap just a little bit behind. Peak doing plenty of nods. M. Ethel continuing. M. Ethel's bowled 2 overs. Really well bowled. Well, we've got the time is 10:47 and we're in the 13th over. So they're going. Just keep the over rate going here. 11 overs, 2 for 50. I gave you that score earlier. We're in the 12th over. They've run 2. That's a really well run. Pierce the full toss, pierce the field. Just wide to cover. Never in doubt, 2 runs there. Top edge will go over keeper's head, and if he gets it, it's gone for 4. So might be doing it again. One there. Can't get bowled, can't get it. And the short cover. Interesting thing in the short cover. Because he didn't hit it with any pace, but he got straight past the short cover. Actually, it ended up being a little bit shorter than I thought. He got on the back foot, Danny, and takes a single. There's a game on here tomorrow too, Queens Colts, which is slowly becoming Queens Adults versus Mudgee Colts. A lot of the Queens Colts boys, unfortunately, or fortunately, are playing cricket tomorrow. Anyway, it was a good game. It's a quicker one. That was quicker. It's up in the air. Sam Whitten takes it, unlike his brother. Sam Whitten took the catch very similar catch to that was dropped by Jack Whitten a couple of weeks ago. But Sam never in there. No Superman cape needed for Sam there. That was straight down his collar. William went for that half tall, half sweep shot. Well bowled Ethel, Michael Ethel. Yep. And that's the end of Denison.
Siebenhausen.
Coming into bat now is Jordan, is it? Jordan Siebenhausen? And Siebenhausen coming into bat. Michael Ethel, 3 overs, 2 for 11. Exceptional figures on a green monster. He'll be on strike. Jordan Siebenhausen will be on strike as they cross. Thank you there for Brett Amos. Looking for that cigarette. I can see him looking for it. He found the lighter already. He goes to his phone. Maybe to have a quick little look at the bets today, but no, he doesn't bet anymore, he told me. And he told Nicky the same. He told Nicky the same thing. No betting for Bear today. Although he's got tips everywhere, he told me. Not in his head. He doesn't have a tip anymore for a horse by the name of Crafty Cruiser. Brett Amos owned a horse, Crafty Cruiser. $1 million just to tick over, was it? To tick over? Or was it tick over, wasn't it? It was tick over. Over 100 races, the old Crafty man. Over $1 million in prize money. Brett used that money wisely and now has 2 condominiums in Sudan, El Salvador. It looks like Frank the Tank is back on. Frank the Tank, better known as Harry Winton. Harry, as we said earlier, got engaged last week. Wood, is it Tamara Wood? What's his? Tamika Wood. He got engaged to Tamika Wood. Harry comes in. Oh, that was quick. Brilliantly, Ray. And that was Jordan, was it, that tipped that? Yes. Jack Winton pointing the spot on the ground. And he's pointing right at the spot. He's actually going to Gordon where he wants to stand, and Happy Feet moves over to this position. They both point at the spot. And right X marks the spot. Here comes Harry Winton again. Jordan's on strike. Short again. Jordan reacted like it was a 13 sniper there. I don't know if it kicked as much as he thought it did, but it certainly kicked. Shane Davis gives me the thumbs up. I asked him, where's my $60 from 20 years ago? He looks away. Normally he throws back to me, where's his bike? He left the bike out the front of my house, not me. Harry Whitten in again, short again. But caught behind there. Full ball's all about the same line. Having success with the last one, caught behind. There's Jordan backed away to cut it. The change in field might have put him off, so well done there. The X marks the spot. Gordon into short. A little bit deepish gully, let's call it. Deep gully. 13th overs, they're 4 for 64. Benny's shirt.
Paul. This Grove.
Thank you.
Grove, yeah, he got a bit of off spin. Pretty sure he got a bit of off spin last week in the trial. Bowled quite well, from what I. Hey, Johnny, how are you, mate? Working with Johnny Batch. Johnny Batch here. He's just walked past. He's next to me here. I'm on commentary.
Oh, okay.
You're all right. Don't worry. I've got about 3 listeners, mate. Lucas, whoever listeners. Is it Groves? What's his first name? Jack Grove? Did you say? Jack Grove. Jake the Muss. So Jake Grove. Good offies last week in the trial game against Queens. Is he one of the boys, I think, on debut for Broadbeach? Broadbeach might have 3 blokes making their debut. 3 or 4 blokes making their debut today. On the right line, right length. Yeah, young Allen is, if he's playing. He's good medium pacer. Yeah, all bowled. Yeah, young Allen's playing, isn't he, today? We saw him around. He bowls good medium pace. Harry Whitten. It's been a very good over so far. 5 balls for 2 runs and a wicket. It's the last ball of the over. Bowls to Grove, short. There's Happy Feet. Look at Happy. They're fielded by the feet. H feet, rolls it in and hits the stumps with the bails. Don't be removed. But it was already called end of over, so it means nothing. And that is the end of 13 overs, 4 for 64. Never had a real big over, but they've never had a real bad over either so far, Broadbeach. Plenty in the deck, so 115 to be more than competitive today. Bears just looking at the Rogues team for tomorrow. Another all-star lineup for the Rogues. See Shrek's name there, the great Shrek. Ethel in. Tried to sweep that from about 40 miles outside off stump. Danny's tried to sweep that. And so far outside off stump, they've called it wide. He's trying to sweep that. Probably looking at the offside field, probably looking at there's no one back on the sweep. Ethel in again, full. That's a great shot. That's 4 runs every day of the week. Danny's hit that one over cover 4. Probably suggested you could have a wider mid off for Danny the way he plays because he's played quite a few over there. He hit 2 over extra cover before. I think he hit 1 for 2 there. He'll look for that shot again. No doubt. Ethel comes in again to Danny. Giving it air again, and he's gone for the same shot. But to tell you what, he's hit it for 6. I think it's 6. Yep, it's 6 over cover. It's cleared cover by all of. I think cover might even got a fingertip to it. If they caught it, they would have been taken over the boundary. So that was 6. Very good shot. He turns to the keeper and speaks to Jack Winton, probably tells him what a good shot it was. Centre again to Ethel. Ethel now been hit for a 4 and a 6, plus a wide. And he bowls again. Good comeback. Ethel. And he deserves to come back because his first 3 overs he had 2 for 11. So he doesn't deserve to be going for anything this over after his first 3 overs. Comes in again. It's a bit short. you'll get away with that here. And rather than full balls were hit for 4 and 6, the short ones just gets glided for another single. Probably a little bit of an interesting thing here. That the short ball is what you get away with. Hard to put power into the cut shot to hit it over point for 6 rather than a drive. You can miss hit a drive for 6 here at Queens over cover. So young Grove is on strike. Jake facing Ethel. And Jake faces a short one first up. He'll get a single there for sure. Yep. So he's off the mark. And Ethel just, this last over been a bit untidy with a wide 4 or 6. He's bowled 4 straight. First 3 overs are exceptional. In again to Danny. That's short and quick, and that's gone. And that will be 4 more. And we have an injury, boys. We have an injury. Nathan Hill is injured. His shoulder. He has got problems with his shoulder. He slowly gets up. He is not well, and that's not a good result because that was a very expensive over from Ethel. That's a shame because his first 3 overs were exceptional, but the last over that was punished badly. He finished his spell with 2 for 28 after having 2 for 11, 17 off that over. That was a very, very, very expensive over. Danny should be, the boys from Broadbeach should be very happy with Danny's effort that over. That was exceptional. Short ball, and he's pulled that for a single. Just giving an update to Brett Amos. I think he might be 1 run behind the score. He might have missed a wide first ball of the previous over. No, he didn't. But he's got Ethel at 2 for 27 and Ethel at 2 for 28. Just rethinking his third drink. Ethel coming in. Oh, well, Ethel, sorry. Harry Winton coming in. Short. No bias here. Happy Feet chases it. 3 blokes chasing it. Danny is starting to with the Queen's bowlers. 17 off the last over, and he just easily glided that for 2. Looks like Hilly's recovered from a broken shoulder bone, and the arm that fell off is back on. Short again. He's glided that through, and that is Jack Whitten. Starting to do some interesting things with the ball here. 2 more. 2 more to Hilly. 2 more to Hilly fielding it to Danny, the batsman. Hilly fielded it quite well, but it was 2 every time there. Queen's getting a little bit sloppy here in the 15th over. He's pitched that up, and it's just ease to well done to Gordon Mackay there. There's always a single, but just the way they've been fielding before, he could have easily misfielded that, and he's fielded it really well. Jake Grove on strike, good pull shot. Previous shot he put. H. Whitten coming in to Jake Grove. Danny calling for water. And another shot. They didn't get a single there. Mainly, they have got a single there. They have got a single there. They've got a single because he hit the stumps. Gordon Mackay having to throw at the stumps and hitting the stumps. How many's Jake on? 3. Checking the scores here. Jake DeMuss is on 3. Brett Amos thinking about a cigarette. On 30. Poor old Brett Amos thinking about a cigarette, a beer, and a punt all at the same time. Struggling with pitch vision at the moment. It's hard. Men can't do one thing. He's trying to do 4. In he comes, Harry Whitten, and that is a slog, and that is 4 runs every day of every week. Danny going off here at the moment and putting a lot of pressure on the Queens team. He's called for water. He's called for water many times here, Danny, and he's called for it again. And Danny, very, very successful over the last couple of overs for Danny. I think he's gone 17 and then 11. It's 28 off the last 2 overs. That's an exceptional effort. Danny is now on to 34, I think. 34, I think we called it like that. He's on 34. Young Jake Grove, he's on 3. Mitch Foster coming on the bowl. Mitch Foster being a Queens man for 12 years, maybe now. 10 or 12 years he's been at Queens, Mitch, from the Coffs Harbour region. He organises with Brett Amos an annual game against Nana Glen. We still haven't seen Russell Crowe yet appear at our games against Nana Glen, but the rumour is one day he will be there. Something said by Pete there, I didn't quite pick up on it.
The 7th bowler used.
The 7th bowler used, okay. We were talking about Russell Crowe and he's talking about the 7th bowler. Can't remember being in that movie.
Very successful.
Very successful. And then comes Mitch Foster, first ball, a dot. That's a rare dot. Full again, as always for Mitch Foster. Young Jake Grove has smashed his bat. That's what most Jake the Mussers do. They smash things. They're signaling for a new bat. As he's split the bottom part of the bat. They're trying to drive. Now the umpire's signalling for it too. Thanks, umpire. I think there's enough signal from the batsman. We didn't need you to get involved. Another full ball, and that'll be another single. So that's 3 balls for 2 runs. As Mitch Foster tries to tie this back up a little bit for Queens after Danny's gone berserk over the last 3 overs. Broadbeach getting 5 bats ready for Jake Grove. All kept there by Jack Whitten. Player miss outside off stump to Mitch Foster. And the Broadbeach young fellas have got 4, maybe 3 or 4 bats ready for Jake. Last I knew in cricket, he only led use 1, but he's got 4 ready to go. It's great to have that many bats ready to go. That's what happens when you're sponsored by RJR, I suppose. RJR, Ryan Armstrong, who plays for Broadbeach. RJR, big sponsor of Broadbeach and a lot of clubs in the Gold Coast. A buy there, Jack Whitten. Ryan sponsors a lot of clubs, helps out a lot of clubs, deliver their clothes and training gear. It's Foster in again. Last ball the over. Gone for the big drive. And we've now seen 3 balls go down to third man on the drive, believe it or not, as the bottom edge 3. And that's the end of the over. 3 off the bat, 1 by. Full runs in total off the over.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's not gone for 1 bat, which is good to see. We all know had the aluminium bat for DK Lilly back in the early 80s. He also tried to hit Jarvid Mandad over the back of the head with a bat. I know Jarvid tried to hit DK over the back of the head with a bat. As DK decided to kick him up the bottom. M. Durbridge, better known as Zadaboy, back on the bowl. 16 overs so far bowled. 96 runs on the board. Happy feet. Short. Down the third man here. Danny on strike. M. Durbridge coming in the bowl. Jack Whitten. Been a little bit upset today, Jack Whitten. He's a little bit aggro. Durbridge in. Oh, and Jack just drops the ball. Reminiscent of DK Lilly's time, iron gloves. Rod Marshish there from Jack Whitten as he dropped the ball straight through his hits. And Durbridge again. And Danny's gone for the headbutt. It's a new shot that Danny's invented, the headbutt. Somehow he must have hit the bat or something there, but we're behind the play. It's hit his glove. He's gone for the glove butt.
Can't do high fives, so not much.
Yeah. Peter there with the extra little bit of camera.
$70. And yep.
That's a play miss. Shane Davis. cost for the umpires? $70 this year for the umpires. That's money well earned, as long as they give some good decisions later on today. Otherwise, they'll cop the usual pizzling from me. And Jake the Musgrove on strike to Ben Burbridge. And he has played that, where was he trying to go? Mid-wicket somewhere, and it's beat him outside off. Practices a stroke, probably either done too much or he played down the wrong line. I go for he played down the wrong line. It's been another great over, hasn't it, from Michael Durbridge so far? Four balls. Single off 4 balls, and that was the glove punch shot. Michael Jackson shot from Danny. He's pitched up, and that is a million miles in the air, and will be safe. And dropped the catch, and they ran 2. He goes back to the boundary. And he gets a chance to at least stop the ball here, unless Michael, he's got that. That's fielded by M. Ethel. Yes, and that's the over. So it's a good over. Only 4 runs off it, including a drop catch.
115 and 100 after 7.
So 3 overs to go here. And it's 4 for 100. Queens will be doing well to keep Danny off strike because Danny's been the damage up. But Jake looks like he's got a bit of power behind him too, and he's into the smaller square boundaries. M. Foster, after his good first over, is bowling the game. Generally speaking, it's full from M. Foster. And he bowls short. Good appeal from the keeper and also from deep mid on. He obviously heard something from deep mid on Burbridge and going for the appeal and even clapping. However, given not out. And they'll pick up 2 to the slap fielding. Michael Durbridge would throw. So that's 4 for 102. Toby sending photos to the Queen's page. He's working, isn't he, Toby? Mitch Foster in. And that is a big hit, but it's straight down the ground to M. Durbridge for a single. Set a field to this sort of bowling. You've got deep square leg, deep mid on, and 3 on the boundary on the off. That's full, very full, and that might be single. As Mitch didn't want the $5 in dropping a catch, and he ducked it. And it went straight over his head for a single to Happy Feet. And fostering again. Jake goes hard here. He'll go hard square. He's giving himself room, and he went hard square, but he missed it. He sees a gap there behind point that he wanted badly. The only missing ingredients was hitting the ball. The vital missing ingredients. And again, Jake might be a wide there, and that might be a horrendous result for Queens. Or did he? What have we got here? Did he hit his leg or what? That's a wide, and that's 2 wides because they also ran a thing. So not a good thing. So that can be sometimes the problem with having the keeper up. Probably lucky that didn't go for 5 wides. Last ball of the over still to Danny. Danny will go hard. Danny has smashed that from single to deep point. And that might be over, is it? It's over. That's 18 overs, 2 to go. 107. 18 overs, 4 for 107. Good partnership this out of 43.
Maybe Winton said that only them can take catches today. Maybe that's why Blake and Batchy decided not to.
There's a good explanation there from Pete Goodchap. He's gone for the explanation that the only people allowed to catch are the Winton boys as they've taken all the catches and the 2 drop catches today by Batchy and, of course, Blake Chapman. I do remember he has given the shovel back. So 2 overs now. Ian Durbridge will bowl the last from the northern end of Queensland. Brad Winton end. Brad Amos end being the southern end. Brad Winton end. Brad always Brad bowled with the breeze. He was happy. And that's an outside edge. One bounce to Happy Feet. Happy Feet throws and no one's backing up. Get away with that. 11 balls to go. Yes, Brad Winton end, or Brad bowled whichever end the breeze was coming from. Steam's in the game, and that's short. And he played that about an hour before it got to the keeper. We had somebody trying to inspect the field. It's Chris Turnberg's daughter, and he's picked her up and moved her off the field. His wife does great work. So she reads. Faye, she does readings. Oh, that's 6. That is humongous. And I think they may have seen that person's yard, and they're just signalling that there's a dog normally in that yard. I don't know if that's also got a pool in it. It's definitely got a dog in it, and they're just going to check on the dog and the ball. Just repeating that Queens have only got 3 pink balls in total for the 4 games. They may be down to 2. Just looking in the backyard to see what sort of damage it's done to the ball, the house, or the dog. But Jake fixed up the previous ball. He played the same shot the previous ball, but he missed it completely. And this shot, he just waited that little bit longer, and he's absolutely middled it.
I'm not sure the ball it's 30 metres short of the Matt Gill sixes.
There you go. There's a Mac Gill 6 hit out there 20 years ago, went a lot further and way short of the 6 hit by young Smithy. Ian Smith hit one that cleared the house. I've got an incoming call. I don't know the number, so what I do for numbers I don't know is I hang up and I wish them all the best. Grove on strike again. This will have to be full. No, he's gone for another short one. That's a surprise. It's kicked up off a length and gone over the top for 0 runs. Through the Jack Williams. He did the fast bowler reaction, and that was a short, quicker ball. The odds on this one being an in-swinging Yorker. And it's an attempted something, and everyone's missed it. So far, Jake is swing miss, swing 6, swing miss, and swing miss. 1 ball to come. 7 off the over so far. Good battle, this one. M. Durbridge into Jake. It's full, and that's 6. No, it's not. Yes, it is. That's 6 more. He hit that very well. Cleared his front leg there, Jake. He cleared his front leg, and that one was a lot flatter. 1 to Danny. Dot as Jake tried to hit and miss. 6. Dot as he tried to swing and miss. Dot tried to swing and miss, and 6. So we're now on the last over, and I think they're on 120. And it's a very good score. That is a very, very competitive score here at Queens. 115 to 135 is game on. Anything below 115, you're back to side chase. Anything above 135, you're back to side winning. Backside winning, backside setting.
As soon as my bat broke,
Oh, sorry. Sorry, you know. What?
Okay. There you go. Score number 1. Shane Melbourne.
Oh, really?
Were you watching when you stopped that one boundary?
Oh, yeah, no, I was.
When they got 2?
Yeah.
It looked like at first you weren't watching, then you big guy.
Yeah. Got to look good. It wasn't on camera.
It was on commentary.
That's all right. What are you saying, the fridge?
No, they call you Frank the Tank. You're Frank the Tank.
That's all right. You're the fridge or Frank?
Fair call.
Yeah. Oh.
I think I'll do the same. What sort do you want? We've got Jack Whitten in with Cody Little, and bowling from the top, D Mason. First ball, outside off, that's a wide. What's his first name there? Daniel Mason. Bowled the first balls a wide to Jack Winton. Bit of pace in it. I'll give him that. Bowling from the Brett Amos end. Brett would be using this end today, but with the breeze pushing across from the east, he would be calling out blue murder for the northern Brett Winton end. Anyway, in comes Mason again, and that's short. And I don't know what Jack Winton was doing. He's walked about 500 metres down the crease and played a missed. We've just put an order in for a toasted ham, cheese and tomato here at Queens, and that's going to be an exceptional feed.
The spirit of John Smith being here today.
Yeah, Johnny Smith's here today.
Definitely John Smith.
20 years as secretary at Queens. Smithy was a long-term Queens man. He's still got his Queens hat on today. He's come down to watch. Mason in again. He's got the Queensland Country. Has he got his Queensland Country pants on? Maybe that's a shot of the day. Maybe that's 4 runs and the ball. It'd be good to have a quick look at the ball because I think there is a bite mark on it. That went flying through the covers at about 400 miles per hour. Nothing wrong from the delivery from Mason. That has absolutely rocketed to the boundary. Just having a quick look here. We've got the hierarchy of Broadbeach to the right there. There are 8 cases. We've got Shane. That's short. That might be a wide. No, it's just a signal for one above the shoulder. I was thinking that was about 4 metres above his head. But that was 100% above his head. Square leg umpire getting that seriously wrong. That was a right decision by the bowler. I thought it was a good ball. I thought he just got it slightly wrong. Mason coming in. A little bit of pace, this young fella. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Oh, it's a good ball. That's a great ball. Cranked up. To my right, we've got the president of Broadbeach over there. We've got Paul as the party. We've got Shane. Been at Mudgee, Queens, Broadbeach and back. Matthew Swan played at more clubs in the Deltones. Yes, a good man. I tell you, fitting in nicely at Broadbeach now, Matty. And that's out. That's a silly shot from a lot of cheering going on, and that's rightfully so. That's a big wicket. Jack Winton going across the line then from outside off and whipping that to mid-wicket and getting a very simple catch to Danny. One early wicket there, and Jack Winton been out of form pre-season, and that out of form continues. Gordon Mackay, happy feet, comes out to bat with Cody. So a good early wicket, well bowled, King Mason. The previous ball was probably the set up for that. It was a great previous ball. Got a bit of cut back in. Wicket, thank you. I've got my toasted Carly has got me my toasted ham, cheese and tomato from Carly's Kitchen. It's cut beautifully. No doubt she knows that I love my pepper, and I can see there's plenty on there. Always weird watching Happy Feet in a helmet. He's not been a big helmet wearer over the years, but he's had to over the last couple. Seducing sounds of me eating my toasted ham, cheese and tomato. Amos has compared it to 50 Shades of Grey. Anyway, good Kai on strike. His first ball, short, down to third man. Happy Feet coming back for 2, and Happy Feet is back for 2. So 1 for 7 after 1. Cody Little on strike. Cody's been at Queens now for his 3rd year now. 3rd year at Queens. Pretty sure it's his 3rd season. Only a young fella. I think he's only 23. 23, Cody. 23. I think he's been doing study, been in IT. I've only finished half of my toasted sandwich. At the same time that I finished half, Pete Goodchap sitting beside me on my right has decided to use his nostrils, mouth, and everything else to snort his. And Danny's coming in to bowl to Cody. Eventually. So, Danny M, there's big rumours going around that he might make his representative debut this year. On the Gold Coast, that team will be selected shortly, if it hasn't been already. Good start from Danny. 44 not out off 31 deliveries. And he opens the bowling. Good all-rounder. Third ball he bowls, and he's bowled Cody Little. Queen's in early trouble here at 2 for 7. Whoops. Nathan Hill coming out to bat. So that's 2 for 7. Queen's 2 for 7. The dismissal of Cody Little bowled by Danny. Danny, rip snorter of the game. I think Cody might have copped a little bit of a pizzler on his way back into the pavilion from a few players, but that's fair enough when you get bowled. A rip snorter of a delivery from Danny. Danny's going to continue around the wicket. The replays come on here of the wicket. No, that's actually not the wicket of the replay. That's a little push. The wicket ball is this one coming up now as a replay. I think they're trying to rush in a replay before he gets his next delivery in. They're still setting the field, and there it is, bowled. Replay. Cody looks at his stumps wondering why they're not looking the way they were before the delivery was bowled. Ben Hill on strike. Quick one first up. He's basically bowled medium pace. In my eyes, you should be playing him as a medium pacer. Anyway, we slow this one up. No, another medium pacer. So he's just bowling medium pacers, drifting around middle leg. He's bowled 5 balls for 0 runs. Frustration from the ex-coach of Queens / still director of Queens coaching, who keeps saying to the boys, show some intent against spin. And he has bowled a wicket maiden, his first over of that is completely frustrating to watch, but good for Broadbeach. Today we've got to just learn that spin is not evil. Here at Queens, spin is something that should be treated a bit less respect. Brett Amos is coming on to bowl from the southern end. Brett Amos in. Conan Sternberg, is it? Conan the Barbarian, the Destroyer. Conan the Everything. He's on to bowl to Gordon. Happy Feet wasn't ready, Conan. He was nowhere was he ready. The Destroyer looks around and says, how come you're not ready? I'm ready. And tells him that. Had to bowl the ball. Conan's still telling him. Anyway, in comes Conan for his first ball. It's full. Very good start. Well bowled. Very, very well bowled. He's been a good servant for Broadbeach for many years. Conan, and he's won the second grade premiership here. Broadbeach played Queens in the grand final a couple of years ago, and he was part of that team. Bowling to Nathan Hill. He's yet to get off the mark. And he is off the mark now. Soft hands from Nathan Hill. Produces 2 runs. And just to repeat, Nathan got injured earlier. He lost his right arm, I think, amputation of his right arm, and it grew back. Very similar to what Homer Simpson did when he put both his hands into the vending machines. Nathan is back with 2 runs off the mark there. Punching trees, he's done that, and he's just played to miss that, and that was another great ball from Conan the Destroyer. Most people thought that the Destroyer was a better movie than the Barbarian, but I've only seen them at 2 a.m. in the morning, those movies, so I can't quite judge. That I have seen both. Memories are a little bit fuzzy. In comes the Barbarian, and he's gone the slap. So the Barbarian bowling very well here. Plenty of energy out there from Broadbeach, where they hide in a couple of aces up their sleeves after losing both the trial games to Queens last week, and they look well on song here today, well in front. Bowls it, pitches it up, and that's a big drive. Nathan Hill cover drive, the standard Nathan Hill cover drive for 4 through covers. Not to be confused with my good mate Matt Gill's cover drive that goes to mid-on. Should be knocking a fellow premiership in the club, but he'll understand that. Conan coming back into bowl again, and that's a bit inside out there from Nathan Hill. 7 off it, I think, after the previous maiden over. 2 for 14, Queens off to their usual start. Unfortunately, in the 2020s. We're just having a look here. We've got a live score from Burleigh versus Mudgebar. Burleigh scoring 86, Mudgebar none for 12 chasing. The highlights to the Burleigh innings was Michael Spargo got a couple. Who's that? Nick Burton, did he? Yeah, Nick Burton with 32. Well batted, Nick. Wicket-wise, who did well for the... It's Grove. Yeah, Jake Grove. Jake the Muss. Pete hasn't picked up Jake the Muss from the first innings heroics. Let's have a quick look at the Mudgebar here bowling. Young Kurt with 3 for 4 off 2.5. A good young bowler, good young player. His bowling's not necessarily his big strength. He does both. But a well-balanced side. They've got their Mudgebar. None for 12 at the moment and chasing with Howie Biddle in with Ian Seed, Daniel Seed. Hey? Dane Seed, sorry. What did I say? Dane Seed. Surface made 5 for 130. And Colts in their debut game in first grade, a 1 for 5 chasing. Surface is batting. Francis, a new import, he's failed, but John O'Baldock, they're known for his bowling, 38, 39 to young Reynolds, opening the batting. Is that young Reynolds that used to play at Helmsvale, or is it a different Reynolds? Anyway, back here at Queens, and the spinners, there was still not one run off an off spin. Bowling the pancake off spinners myself, I'm surprised. And Grove comes in to bowl off spin again, and the Pilf off that's pitched outside leg, I would consider. Gordon Mackay's thoughts on off spin isn't very high. He's told me that many times. He's now faced 2 balls off spin and hasn't hit one run. No, he hasn't hit one ball. Third one's hit the covers, and there's now been 9 balls from off spin for no. Very well bowled. Jake Grove coming in for the 4th ball. That is slapped straight down the throat of deep square leg. So off spin is now bowled 10 deliveries, 2 for none. Absolutely ridiculous that off spin can bowl 2 for none. So we've had 10 balls of off spin, 2 for none. I don't know how many years I keep saying to the guys, learn to play spin. Anyway. Oops, commentary. I'm on commentary, so you all would have heard that, but that's still my opinion that it's either go hard or go home against spin at Queens rather than working the balls for singles and also therefore putting the pressure back on the bowler. We've now seen 10 balls of off spin for 0 runs and 2 wickets. And Queens have fallen deeper in the mire at 3 for 14. Young Jackson Batchy's very good player of spin, generally speaking, except he does like to reverse sweep. So you see Jake Grove, and Jake's tossed that up. And that's now 5 balls from him, 1 for none. And the frustration from the commentary box may be heard through the speakers. And he has now bowled a wicket maiden to back up the wicket maiden that Danny bowled bowling off spin. We've now had 2 overs of off spin, 2 for none. Jesus bloody Christ. Just mind blowing. Mind blowing. Oh. Young Jackson Slater in lockup down to Melbourne. Premiership winner here at Queens. Jackson, he hit the winning runs in the semi-final, I think, if I remember correctly, against Broadbeach. He whipped Darren Sienna over mid-wicket for 4 in a semi-final. Jackson's down to Melbourne at the moment, studying. Well, I don't know if he's studying. He's got music on his mind. He's got everything on his mind, young Jackson. He's watching the game live down to Melbourne. Good luck to him. And he's having a cup of tea.
Haven't had a haircut since he left the Gold Coast.
No. Queens at 3 for 14. 5th over from Sternberg, bowling to Nathan Hell. It's full, and he drives, and they will get a single. Batchy on strike, chasing on a Sternberg. It's Queens 3 for 15. That's full, and he drives that, and he's driven it for nothing. Really hard shot from Jackson Batch. Connor bowling. Conan. I'm not calling Connor again. Conan. I should know the destroyer. And bowling. Nice and full here. Doesn't release that one. No delivery bowl there. And, commentary box. The commentator Greg here just turning to Bear and just saying, who's it? Caught behind. Caught behind. Great catch from Miss Baker. Batchy's caught behind, and Queens are now 4 down. 4 down for not many. 15. 4 for 15. Queens making this chase look like it's 500 runs. Yes, it's a desperate chase at the moment. Batchy walks off field. It's the right shot. He just got beaten by a very good delivery from Conan. In goes M. Durbridge. Michael Durbridge coming in a little bit earlier than expected. Not expected as far as batting lineup, as far as wickets have fallen. Durbs has been a very successful batsman for Queens and done well in the practice 2020. So no issues with him coming in at 6. In fact, possibly higher. But just the amount of wickets falling here. How did the tennis go this morning, boys? Anyone know what happened with the tennis this morning? A couple of semi-finals on in US Open today in tennis. I'm looking for some relief from what I'm watching here from Queens. Anyway, Conan back in, full. Great shot from M. Durbridge. Only a single. Michael does fall in love with run-outs. He's in a nice love affair with run-outs, but easy single there. In comes Conan, full, and that is a single. He hasn't timed that at all. Nathan Hill hasn't timed that at all. That's a single anyway. And if this is another over from off spin and there's not a run off it, they will drive me to drink. If there is a single off it, they'll probably drive me to drink as well. It looks like off spin again. Can't believe they're bowling off spin again because we've only had 2 overs from off spin for no runs and 2 wickets. As my surprise reaches levels. Nathan Hill facing the deadly off spin. Deadly off spinner Jake Grove bowling to Nathan Hill. I think China-India border, they'd like to have these sort of bombs that are getting released from Jake at the moment. And Jake tosses it up, and there is still no run off an off-spin delivery, as the weapons of mass destruction are continuously used against the Queen's batting lineup. Here comes the second ball over from Jake, and it's full, and it's patted back down to him. That was a full toss. For those out there that didn't pick up on it. Here comes the third ball of the over from Jake. It's tossed up, and it's hit wide of cover. And an amazing moment for the Queens. They've hit a 4 off a spin bowler. Nathan Hill hits it for 4. Jake Grove. Quite a good delivery, actually. Nathan using his feet there and showing the word intent. We go from Jake again. It's short, and that is up in the air, and that is out. Dropped. Oh, and deep mid-wicket has dropped it. 1 run to Nathan Hill off the off-spinner. The off-spinner could have had another wicket. Yeah, he's actually, a bloke at deep mid-wicket's played volleyball with that delivery, as he's volleyballed that catch and almost volleyballed it to normal mid-wicket. So a single to Nathan Hill. M. Durbridge facing the off-spin, full toss, leg stump, and that's worked to mid-wicket for 0. So another ball here. 2 out only in the first overs. So the surprising thing here at the moment is that we've now had 3 overs from off-spin with the field up. And 3 overs from off-spin with the field up, and they've got 2 for 5. Yes, it sounds like I'm repeating myself because it's frustration.
4 for 22 off the power play.
4 for 22 off the 6 over power play. It's Kyle Broccoli coming on to bowl. It's only 5, isn't it? Yeah, there's still 1 over to go on the power play. 6. So it's 6 overs. 4 for 22 in the power play. So for those who don't know, they're now allowed 5. And the Queens need a run rate at the moment of 7.81 is the required run rate. They need 108 off 83 balls. If I was a betting man, I would say that the favour at the moment would be $1.10, $1.15 Broadbeach, and about $7 Queens. But 3 good overs in T20. Now had just over 6 overs, and Queens are 4 for 22. Broccoli for his 3rd ball. Very good so far. I mean, he bowls a half volley and go. He's bowled 2 Yorkers. Broccoli comes in. Full. Yeah, good play. Good bowl. Up in singles here at the moment, Queens. Plenty of people padded up here in Queens. Sam, who lives with his clads on. Sam Winton's got his pads on, the clads. He loves his clads.
Anyone with clads on?
He loves his clads, Sam. Broccoli, slower ball. Durbridge blocks it back to him. Basically because he thought it was an off-spinner. So Queens go into defensive mode against the off-spin.
When they're bowling in any place.
It's a great start from Broccoli. 4 balls. Has he been 4 balls? 1 run. And Queens' biggest problem at the moment is the amount of dot balls. Dot balls are extremely high. Generally speaking, they've only broken up. Dot balls have been broken up with boundaries, but that's a good challenge for Queens there. M. Durbridge, great shot for 2. Very well run by Nathan Hill, who is an absolute whipper. And that's probably the most intelligent shot we've seen today for Queens. It's a great shot. Turning the pressure back onto the bowler. Broccoli in. Slower ball again. The off spinner, and yet again when it's the off spinner bowled, Now what we're going to do. Gordon Mackay just walked past. Just might want to ask him about off spin. He's had negative thoughts about off spin. Fielder shouldn't have been there as he was caught on the boundary, bowling an off spinner got bowled the ball. He's got very, very negative thoughts on the dark art. If you listen to the replay of this game, you'll hear my thoughts on how we've played off spin so far. As Gordon walks away, yes, Gordon, when facing spin in the net, has many times told me he's stated many times his thoughts on off spin. Groves back on, bowling those hand grenades that the Indians would like to borrow on the border there with China, and it is full, and he has got a single. So it's a single to Nathan Hill. If you watch a replay of that, and it was fine the ball, it didn't go where you'd expect it to have gone. Okay, they've got 3 back on the leg side and 1 back on the off. Is that correct? 5 in the circle? I think so. It's a quick ball. And it's a wide. Very, very quick ball. Officially known as the dart, 180. And here comes the Grove. Foolish. And patted away to mid-wicket. Very well set field, I think, here on the leg side. However, if you hit it hard enough, it should clear them, and it has cleared them. 6 runs. Yeah, after 18 dots. 4 runs, yeah. Well played to Michael Durbridge, and I will have a positive say about Queens playing off spin for once. 2 fielders are now approximately 10 metres apart. That's a great shot. Michael Durbridge showing his disdain for off spin by playing some very good shots against them. Grove. Back to the hand grenades. And, 32. 8th over. So Queens at 4 for 30. Queens are 4 for 32 in the 8th over here. Hilly, it's a slower ball, and he has whacked it through mid-wicket for a single. And that's the most expensive over of off-spin bowled at Queens by an opposition for a long while.
No, I only got 1 positive. No, 6. That was, yeah, so 1 wide, dot 4, 1 dot 5.
The question I have for Michael Slater is, have they put the prices up, Michael? Or what'd that cost you? Up to $4?
Jamison Allen. Jamison Allen.
Jamison Allen. A little bit of pace. He's a bit whippy this bloke. Watched him play in the juniors against Queens a couple of times. It's a little bit whippy. It's all in the shoulders with Jamison. Queens badly needing a 10 to 15 off one over here. And one thing I have forgot to do is punt. I forgot to punt as I've been commentating, and this is actually killing me by not punting. Played him like an off spinner. Even Peter's now talking like me. This is a shame for all cricket lovers. Get on our first bet here. Just a quick one there. And first bet of Flemington is underway. And Allen, there's 2 dot balls here. Taking his time for the 3rd delivery. Like he's a high jumper. Sets himself at short and it is out. And it is an absolute wouldn't call that one of the better shots I've seen today. He's pulled that straight to mid-wicket. Good luck to Sam Winton walking out to bat. And the Queens are 5 for 32. 3rd ball was just a short ball and he's hit it straight to mid-wicket. I'd say 5 for 33.
Stage is set for mid Foster.
Well, it's set for somebody. It certainly hasn't been set for the first 5 batsmen because they're all out. So I'm hoping that somebody like Mitch Foster will come out to bat and do that. So Mitch Foster, Brett Amos has called for Mitch Foster's. Now, it wasn't quite right for Nathan today. He's pulled shot twice. He's gone for a pull shot and twice he's missed it. And Danny's taken 2 catches at mid-wicket today. Just through sheer lack of picking up the speed off the wicket from Queens. So Allen's coming in to bowl again. Okay. Short ball first up, and Sam's played it as if it was bowled at 155 k's per hour. But the recording I got's 112. I'm just having a quick read of something here. The junior board, Mel Lewis has been put onto the junior board of Cricket Gold Coast. I'm just asking Pete Goodchap. I obviously know a little bit about Mel, but I'll ask Pete for a bit more details about Mel.
She's a
who is
former
Mel?
rep player for state squad, female cricket.
Yep.
And for the last couple of years, she's been the women's coordinator for Gold Coast and plays the Dolphins women's. Does a lot of work around the Dolphins and junior reps for the girls.
Okay.
Absolutely standout person in juniors. So great.
Great result for the junior board picking up Mel Lewis. And Brendan Callahan's, he's gone to the junior board from the senior board too. Brendan, great man. VC. I know, back to the cricket. Sorry to give a bit of an interlude off the cricket, but mainly because there's not much happening here at Queens from a run perspective. That over then went for 1. Allen bowling grenades. And Queens are 5 for 34 after 9. Grove back on to bowl to Sam Winton. Sam Winton 1 not out. Highest score so far was Nathan Hill with 16. He comes bowling around the wicket and Sam's whipped that for a single. Some of the Coomera boys have arrived. Big Bad Jimbo's here.
But not yet because yep.
Coomera boys are just arriving for their game in the afternoon against Palm Beach. Jimbo's a very popular man wherever he goes. Jimbo Martin, big fella, but a nice fella. A couple of older heads there at Coomera. Benji Lee, I think's been named. Ryan Saws will be captain, I'd say. I'm pretty sure I saw Ryan's captain. Good fella. unsure whether Ryan Kettle is playing for Palm Beach to give them their experience. Is Ryan playing today for Palm Beach? Not sure. Peter Goodchap's given me the not sure. Usually a man of knowledge, wealth, and all sorts of things. Just lacking on the knowledge today.
Lacking a lot of things today.
Lacking a lot of things today. Oops, and that is a dirty hack from Michael, but the right intent, and right intent equals a single. I'm just looking at the Coomera Palm Beach game. Ryan Saws is there, Jimmy Martin's there, Phil Tunnicliffe, Ricky Eccles. I think that's a bit of depth there. Bradley Ibsen, as we talked about earlier. Josh Henderson played a bit A, fair bit A grade in Brisbane. And Sam Witness played for spin, and that was a straight ball from Jake the Muss. Palm Beach have named Jack Anderson's there, Lockie Green's there. Kenan Mason, he's all right if I remember him well. Ryan Kettle, so they've got a bit of experience there. Sam Jarrett. Bowls around the wicket again. Sam Witten just works that down the leg side for a single. We've seen some of the shots here from these two blokes that we should have seen early on against the off spin. 2 overs, 2 wickets for no run against the off spin early, and now they're working them singles. And then Jay Patel's playing. It'll be a very good game, the Palm Beach Coomera game.
No, you're right.
And that starts at 2 o'clock here at Queens Cricket Club. I'll well and truly be in to the beer part of the day by then. That's the end of the spell from Groves. Groves backed up his good batting. I think Grove got 20 odd runs, 27 off 25. I'm pretty sure he's over now, which is a hard task for 10 overs. Short again. It's pulled straight to mid-wicket. Queens are tending to find the fielders on the boundary. Already found the gaps. Queens are finding the fielders. Very good shot. Just found the fielder, unfortunately. It was a great shot, actually, from Michael Burbage. Madrabar well and truly home against Burley. They need 3 runs with 9 wickets in hand. So, went inside out shot there for a single. We'll quickly have a look at Madrabar, 1 for 84, chasing 86. Harry Biddle out for 34. They're going for the double bonus point. So Mudgee well and truly going to get the double bonus point. Put themselves. That is a gigantic swing from Michael Durbridge, and he somehow hit that straight up and keep his head for 2. Gigantic swing. He looks at his RJR bat and says, thank God they got gigantic edges on them, because that went a mile. Mudgee's defence of their premiership looks to be well on track. The 2020 premiership they won last year, they're well on track. Anyway, Allen coming in again. It's full. And he has gone for the biggest swing of all time. There must be a little bit in the deck because there's been some big shots played. There's been some big shots played by the batsmen that have flown off the edge of the bat from both sides. Allen coming in to bowl again to Sam Winton. Allen's full toss. Sam has whipped that away. Yes, it's a full toss and it's 4 runs behind squarely to Sam Winton. Wouldn't quite call it game on yet, but it's not game over either. That was a good over, and they got their required run rate of 9 and over. They got it off that over. They got 9 runs off that over. So if they can do that, if they do that for 9 more overs, we'll win this game. So 5 for 51 after 11, is that correct? And I think the opposition were 2 for 58 after 11, if my memory serves me correct. Valley's big pardon? Kryptonite is back. That'd be Danny. What do we got here? A 40 over. Is this a 50 over game in Brisbane? 50 over game in Brisbane. Valleys versus winner. The man himself. Lance is his first name? Lockie Pfeiffer. That's right. Lockie Pfeiffer. I should say Lance. Lockie, he played a trial game against Queens a couple of years ago here and looked handy. Played a couple of games. He's played a couple of games for Queensland and he looks even more handy today. He was 191 not out for Valleys versus winner Manly. There'll be some balls being fetched there. Anyway, here comes Danny again. Has not been a run hit off Danny yet, I don't think today, has there? Been a run hit off Kryptonite? No. He's now bowled 8 balls without a run. Here comes Danny again. And again, it's just a medium pacer. Basically just bowling right arm medium pace and he's now bowled 9 balls without a single run coming off him. He's now bowled 10 balls without a single run coming off him. There's a highlight there, yes. Unfortunately, Michael got, not really a highlight, he got hit by a ball there from Danny and just kicked up off the length. So 10 balls without a run from Danny, and that's his 11th ball, and there's the first runs off Danny. Are they coming back for 2? No, so 1 run, and he's now bowled 11 balls for 1 run. Here we go now. Danny coming in again. He's bowled to Sam Winton now. Sam will have a go at this, I've got a feeling. No, he's defended it and he's picked up a single. So 2 runs off that over, well behind the run rate required. Queens are going to have to look to accelerate here now. They've got no choice. Broccoli bowling. I mean, you may as well lose the swinging rather than lose. It's a tough over. It's good to see Damon Lesney here at Queens today as Damo goes past the field. So Kyle Broccoli back. Yes, to Sam Winton, of course. He's wearing the green plaids. The green clad. Kyle, slow ball. Oh. Kyle has bowled a slow ball and it's gone to mid wicket. Mudgerbara finished off their victory with a 6 just to, I don't know, punish the word. They punished Rob Burley, 1 for 92 chasing. The grounds of Paradise and Colts. Colts 3 for 41 chasing 130 from surface. We went through the fact that Baldock. Oops, back to Queens. Mid off single to Sam Winton. 3 for 41 Colts chasing. John O'Baldock got 30 odd, as we called before. And Reynolds got close to 40. Sammy Willis has bowled 4 overs, 1 for 6. Well done to young Sam Willis there at Colts. Kyle Broccoli bowling now to Michael Durbridge. Kyle Broccoli dummies to come in. He goes back to his mark. Looks over. He comes steaming in. And he bowls as quick as he can. And he fields it off his own bowling. There's high fives going around everywhere here at the moment. And probably rightfully so. There's, at the moment, they're well on top. There's needing some sort of miracle for victory here. I think Michael Durbridge is going to have to change it up here against Kyle Broccoli. I don't know how, but he's going to have to And he's gone over the top, and it did work, and that's 4 runs. Well done. Mid-off is up, and it went probably about 4 metres over the top of mid-off for 4. And Kyle Broccoli turns around, and he's yelling at somebody. He's called somebody up from fine leg, and he actually yells at the bloke to come up from fine leg. A bit of frustration there from Kyle. Puts the bloke back at mid-off. So he has got 4 blokes inside the circle. And he comes in, and it is a slower ball, and it's bounced through to Steve Baker. The non-veteran stops it well.
Despite COVID, it's still played 300 games in a year.
Kyle Broccoli coming in again in Durbridge, full, and he straight drives it to third man. Just went a little bit early through the shot. He's trying very hard at the moment. Michael Durbridge, you must give him credit for that because it's been, he came out in a very difficult situation. Queens are more than struggling now. Sawsy's here from Coomera. Coomera captain Ryan Saws is here. You can shake my hand if you want, Sawsy. Good to see you, mate.
Yeah, good to see you.
Good luck today. So Sawsy's here from Coomera for the second game. They're playing against Palm Beach. Conan Sternberg back onto bowl. Got a punt today. I'm on the commentary. How you fitness all that? You're good, mate? You're good?
Yeah.
Yes, mate? Yeah.
It's one trial and pretty good.
Good.
I don't know how I'll go against people.
So Conan the Destroyer's back on to bowl to Michael Durbridge. Yes, that was a yelling kid in the background. That's very good yelling too. Vince is here. There's Vince. I can see Vince, can't I? Vince over there. How tall's his son now? About 8'2". What's that?
Got his 200.
Arthur's got his 200 for Valleys. Then we go back to this game. Conan short, caught behind. Michael Durbridge caught behind down the leg side. Sam Winton signalling for something. He loves signalling Sam. Sam is signalling, and Harry's put his hand up, and Sam's still signalling. So Michael Durbridge caught down leg side for 23. If he got anything on it, we went for 4. So I don't know if you say it's unlucky, but I'll call that unlucky. Valiant effort from Michael, coming in at 4 for 15. Michael Durbridge doing a great job, Michael, considering where Queens are at. That's a great effort. He's just hit Aiden in the head with his gloves. And Aiden's hit him in the back with his gloves. No, Aiden's hit him in the head with his gloves. And the kids are everywhere from hockey now. The hockey kids have arrived. Is that Oscar? Oh, what's his name? That Aiden just tackled?
That is Oscar Guy.
That's Oscar, isn't it? Yeah, Oscar's here. And we've had Blake Chapman just turn up to look for a miracle to happen, and he said he's going to do it. So Mitchie Foster walks out the bat to face.
Yes.
Run out for Mitchie Foster. Run out, attempting second run. So you should be able to go into that. Mitch Foster unlucky there to be run out. First ball he faced, he played it down to third man. They ran two. Good pick up and throw. There was a close call, but the umpires, as always, love the finger to be raised, and they love doing that. They will raise it at any opportunity. He has succeeded in doing that. So, unfortunately, Mitch Foster run out. Okay, Blake Chapman's come out to join Sam Whitten. An unusual situation for Sam Whitten to be involved in a run out there. It was a tough call, tough run out. Mickey Foster's out. Blake Chapman comes out facing Conan, and it's a team hat trick ball. And it's a full toss, and it's a single, so they don't get the team hat trick. Here, 7 for 61, Queens. Looking over at Boston. What's Boston doing? Boston's having a sleep. I'm commentating, so I can't move. No, only Stubby's the only thing. Stubby's is the only thing that fits in. Nah, I'm all good. I'll wait till the end of the game. He's just sound asleep, is he? I saw that. Conan coming in the bowl to Sam. Good ball. Great over. Well bowled, Conan. Still one to come. So even better, he could finish him off. As well bowled. Not much. Coming in to bowl again, Conan. He's bowled really well. And he may have 3 wickets all up, 2 for him and a run out for the over. Queen's aim here would be to starve off the double bonus point for Broadbeach, as they have now collapsed to 8 for 61. Broccoli, Kent Kyle Broccoli. I keep going Kent because what's the bloke's name out of The Simpsons? Kent Brockman. So we'll change Kyle Broccoli to Kent Brockman if that's all right with everyone out there, our listeners. If you're still listening, we've moved on to Flemington race 2.
Yeah, 2 wickets and 2 runs.
The interesting thing there was that Sternberg changed to off spin that over so that he could end up with 2 for 2. Next over is going to be bowled by young Allen again. He got a good run out that last over. Very good run out. So that's 14 overs now, 8 for 61 Queens.
Yep.
Broadbeach, young Allen, well bowled to start with. Now young Michael Ethel there, very forward defensive orientated there. Everyone in the world is tipping today for Queens. Very disappointing after the lead-up trial games. Maybe there was a false economy there in the lead-up. They have been absolutely battered by the drawing board for the Queensmen. Blake Chapman, he's he's doing at the non-strikers. And there it is. This is a suicide, and that's pathetic. Be there. Queens are now 9 for 61. That was a dreadful run out by Queens, and they've really got to look at themselves this year. There was big improvement expected. I still think big improvement's just one game, but there's a lot of things not to like about this effort today from Queens, and I think they need to really think about it. They've basically allowed the experienced heads inside of the Broadbeach team get on top of them. And this is a flogging. Imagine if I had to call a St George game. I'm in a shit mood as it is today calling this. If I was calling the Dragons and we got beaten, I'd be swearing my heads off. If we played the Broncos each week, it'd be good. Oops, you can all hear me out there. That's the truth. Okay, B. Chapman, he's been practicing the biggest hits of all time. And he's played and missed after practicing, I reckon, 75 full shots. He's played and missed one. He's practicing some of the biggest hits since Like a Ripper 1976. Remember that album, Redamos? Like a Ripper 1976, one of the best albums of all time. It's just a single bed. And Blake Chapman has ended the innings with an out. All out for 61, given a double bonus point to victory to Broadbeach. So all out for 61 for Queens. Double bonus point for Broadbeach. Very, 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 very disappointing. There is no positives out of that effort today from Queens. It's not a great effort at all. I'm not calling Cameron Palm Beach. I'm drinking. So, what am I saying? Tune in for the game, mate. Oh, yes. So, Cameron Palm Beach game will be telecast. It will not be, commentary will not be provided by myself. I will be drinking my sorrows. But, no, disappointing Queens. Very, very disappointing. Well played to Broadbeach. They were too good. They deserve their victory. Never looked in doubt after early wickets lost by Queens chasing. They lost what? They were 4 for 15. They got themselves back into it about. I think they were 5 for 59. They lost 5 for 2. 5 for 2 to end the innings. And was that a wicket maiden to Allen to end it as well? So he ends up with 2 for 11 of 3. Well bowled to young Allen. Well bowled to Sternberg, 3 for 12. Danny bowled 2 overs, 1 for 2. So all up, an absolute pizzling. Queens have copped the pizzling. Very, very disappointing, but to Broadbeach, onwards and upwards for them. That's Broadbeach State School's motto. Okay, we're over and out for this game, and as I said, there'll be telecast next game, but there'll be no commentary. Good luck to everyone. Have a nice day.
All you need to say was the lines. Okay, guys.
It's finished now. So Broadbeach win with 2 bonus points. Yeah. Just score everything perfect, please.
I'm not sure. I think he said something about the scores just going off.
As long as we half the time.